exactly. Yeah, blue and lighter blue.
They were like 50p or something. There's more than that.
So guys, let's get serious here. Mark straight into pastoral mode.
It's like, did you ever see that movie Frost Nixon?
Frost Nixon? No. Right, okay, let's talk a little bit about wave skiing in Ireland. The life in the surfing scene. You can kick off the ball. What's it like? What's it like living and surfing in Ireland? Being a wave skier, how do the surfers treat you?
Surfers treat us probably with contempt, I would imagine, at the start. Then, as you kind of prove that you can surf, oh sorry. Talking to you, man, you asked the question.
Okay, I'll stay here then. I'll look behind the camera.
Yeah, I think, well, it's just the same as anywhere else. If you surf like an idiot and drop in and folk, you're going to be treated like a numpty, you know?
Does Michael drop in a lot?
He does, actually.
He does, isn't
I
he?
don't drop it in a lot. I snake a lot.
He's just never out of contest mode. I heard a lot of surfers commenting about him. Did you hear that?
No.
No, alright, must just be me then. So, why do you think the surfers have a bad attitude? Do you think they're still living on the kayak scene, or do you think that slowly but surely they're picking up the difference between the surfers and
I think some are picking up the difference, and some are obviously just ignorant to the fact of people surfing other things apart from shortboards, you know?
Yeah.
Whether it's a longboard, a paddleboard, bodyboard.
What do you reckon, Mark? When you were out there,
When I was out there, the guys were really cool. I had no trouble. The one guy was really friendly. He was sitting at the back line. Quite a small young surfer, white sweatsuit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, every time I came out, he was like, "Oh yeah, good wave like that." Waves, talking about which waves to catch, which ones are good, where I've been. So yeah, my experience was, other than it being crowded and just people, a lot of people. It's been great. The guys have been really cool.
But as a whole, the surf wasn't actually crowded in Ireland, like our second surf.
It wasn't, in the sense there were a lot of people in the water, but there were enough waves coming through. But both the back bowl and the inside bowl, you could always get waves.
Yeah. If you notice too, like that young surfer you were talking about, he was quite good.
Yeah,
quite handy, you know?
very good.
So he could recognise somebody else that could surf. Do you know what I mean? Yes. As opposed to the rest of them, that get their attitude from a magazine or something like that. You know?
Yeah.
So, what are the youngsters like in Ireland? Who are the young wave skiers? Who are the guys we should look out for? Like, who's coming?
Me, I'm probably on the scene.
But you haven't grown much. We can still put you in the juniors.
Shave me, well.
Yeah.
Fresh 36-year-old, so I'm new kid on the block.
Yeah, fresh blood.
Doing my thing.
But you're Irish champion, is that right?
That's correct, yeah.
Why? Yeah. So now, any names? Any name checks? Who are we going to see next year? Who are we going to see at Europeans?
Probably the same crowd. Hopefully there'll be some youngsters coming through, you know?
Yeah.
It's taken a while to kind of get folk interested in it, you know? There's obviously the King.
Do you reckon that's because the equipment's so hard to come by? Do you reckon with a flood of equipment it's going to make life easier?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Especially if it's called something like...
Oh yeah. Yeah, some outrageous name.
Like that would be a real bonus.
Cool. That'd be cool because it'll be sort of like no one really know how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
But like that.
It'll be in the back of your head. What do you think of the riding? The general.
Yeah, I must say, I've been to Ireland once before, so it's difficult to really know for the scene. But my impression is that the surfing standards improved a lot. I think Marty's popping little airs all over the place, which is looking really good. And there seem to be more guys. There's Mark and other guys who are. Yeah.
There's definitely an energy here, though.
Yeah.
Like Mark and Connor just wanting to be a part of the scene.
Yeah.
Guys popping out of nowhere. Yeah.
And going for stuff, catching big waves and going for hard turns, taking some splendid wipeouts. But that's the way you learn.
I suppose it's definitely noticeable that there's more people around.
Yeah.
I must say, in sense, also just after surfing in various places, South Africa, around the UK, I haven't been out just with so many wave skiers in the water.
Especially around here, yeah.
And coming in, and then another 2 wave skiers appear, and off they're paddling out. So there seems to be a very healthy wave ski community, and that's just going to create competition and everyone's going to push in each other, trying to do better. So the standard's just going to get better and better.
And this trip so far, Marty, what's your worst wipeout?
I don't take wipeouts.
And sore joints? Any sore body parts?
Yeah, sore back, sore bum, actually.
Yeah, oh yeah, but that's got nothing to do with wave skiing.
Sore hips.
Again.
Sore back again. And another sore back.
And what's the worst wipeout you've seen?
Oh yeah, probably you. Stuffing yourself into the trough. But,
Yeah.
Well, I think, worst wipeout. Sean doing a big air and then getting totally swallowed, and also losing his paddle and unbuckling was extremely funny. Having to go and rescue his paddle and help him out was even more funny.
Yeah.
But then
Payback.
Mark had probably one of the most impressive nosedives I've seen right next to Sean. If it was just slightly across, it would have even been more funny.
I've got footage of you doing quite a nice wipeout actually, and that's coming
I
up.
did
So.
a hectic wipe. Yeah, nosedive.
Mark's quite good for the wipeouts too.
Yeah.
Not for the lip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tries to do the sausage rolls.
Yes.
How do you think he could improve? What would you suggest? What do you suggest to him? Because he's obviously looking to you for inspiration and a bit of guidance.
I've just been telling him to keep it on the rail more.
Yeah.
Hold his rail
Not do that flippy floppy Australian
Yeah,
nonsense.
Hold his rail more in his turns. But I don't think that board helps, you know.
Well, what would you say is wrong with this board? What's wrong with it at the moment? Do you think he's advanced too quickly? Do you think he needs a bit more volume and a bit more...
No, I think his board's the right volume. It's just that the tail's very tight, you know. I mean, surfing's completely different when he's on the swallowtail as opposed to the pintail, you know.
Yeah. It didn't help that he kept breaking it either.
Yeah.
Yeah, so who are the inspirations here, would you say? Who else is who's giving guys help, like who's around?
Nobody really, we just kind of help each other, you know.
Yeah. And what do you think it needs? What do you think could help? Apart from equipment, what else?
Lots of free kayaks or
Waveski.
from
Do you reckon having
South
equipment
Africa.
though? Do you reckon having that equipment would make a difference? Or do you really think that like you've obviously come through, you've been to Worlds, you've travelled.
I think there needs to be some kind of a club or something like that, you know.
So the Northwest Waveski thing that started,
like that, where youngsters can kind of come in and they can try boards, and it doesn't matter if they ding them or crease them, you know, that they have like a facility there. It doesn't even have to be a building or anything, but a trailer with gear on it that you can go on any given Saturday or whatever.
Yeah.
Give it a whirl. If there's no waves, you can do flat water sessions, you know.
How did you actually get to try Waveski? When did you try Waveski? Like what made you think, Waveski, what the hell, let me give it a bash?
Oh yeah, because John O'Neill. I suppose John would have been an inspiration for wave skiing in this country.
Yeah.
You know, him and Noel, both. Because I would have known them when I was surfing the kayaks, so whenever they were obviously on to be all the surf ski.
Yeah.
Eventually I did. That was that. Sold the boats, bought a ski.
And then you met me in South Africa, it all changed.
Yeah, it just got progressively worse from there, really.
Well, you laugh, but your surfing's improved. Yeah. Cool, well, Mike, what do you reckon? Any other final statements, love letters? Oh, well, that's good.
thanks there to Porter Sound with their track Strum Bundle. They can be found at myspace.com/portersound. Thanks also to Marty and Mike and the Northwest Waveski Club for the footage, and we'll see you in the next podcast.